Since I am very bad at remembering to edit these videos together and put them out, as you can tell, I'm trying it all over again. This time I'm trying it with White Knight. He's been in here now for about a week or so, give or take. And now I decided to give it a shot again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let her stay in the cup for 1 day, and then I'm going to move her to this side here and do that for another day or so, or until she starts getting egg leadened. And of course I'm going to also monitor White Knight here and see how he takes it. Currently right now he's going like, what the heck is going on? I've never seen a female in my life. I don't know what to do with it. So I'm just as stupid as High-Tet was. But he seems to be a lot less aggressive than High-Tet was, so that's a good thing. I also have Papa's plant leaves right here to give him a way to build a bubble nest. The Papa's plants also have the root system still in them, or still on the stems, so they can go and actually still grow without dying and actually help with nitrates and whatnot. Though I think I'm going to place a few more throughout this tank down the road if this spawn actually works properly. So hopefully this spawn actually works, and hopefully I'll actually have Betta to take care of. So let's see what else has happened. The 3.5 has gone a makeover. I've now placed High-Tet into the 3.5 right here. He's currently in the back hanging out. He's just... yeah. I'm not too worried about this. He always acts like this. So, yeah. But the tank has a makeover now. It has a bunch of fake plants for all my little non-betta fish and whatnot to hide in. The 3 little randoms seem to be doing just fine in their new little home. Granted, this is where they were originally, so they're doing just fine. My guppies are also doing just fine, as you can tell. I can zoom in on this one. It's starting to show some colorization on the fins, so that's cool. My angelfish spawn unfortunately failed. I think it was due to the fact that Blake here was holding on to the eggs way too long. They actually spawned on this right here. So yeah, it sucks that the spawn failed. But it looks like Blake's getting nice and fat already all over again. So hopefully they're going to try again pretty soon. Let's see. Not really much to say about him. Patty's finally not being water kitty for once. She's finally on my bed sleeping. I did manage to finally get myself a proper CPU cooler for my computer, so I don't have to worry about the CPU overheating. Then again, I never have in the first place. I just thought to go and get this thing because it'll help because it would improve my day-to-day use on this computer and help me edit these videos together. The only problem with this thing is I do have a bit of a RAM clearance issue. Basically, the RAM is touching the copper heatsink, and the copper heatsink is pushing the RAM just ever so slightly, as you can tell. I haven't encountered any problems yet, but hopefully my father can order me some low profile RAM for me soon. But so far that's it for my room, at least. There is actually something I did forget about: the LED strips that are on my 29-gallon tank. I am redoing them. Mainly due to the fact they're just made out of the cheap flimsy foam board, and they're incredibly weak, falling apart, and or incredibly nasty like this. Give me a second. Or incredibly nasty like this one right here, which is covered in just dirty fish water. So yeah, I'm rebuilding these. I already have the newer strips already cut out and beveled. I just got to put them together. This right here is where I would actually want to have a tripod mount for my DSLR, but I have to make do with what I got. So, like I said, here's one of the new foam board light fixtures. So as you can tell, I have bevel cuts right here and here. I have these little end caps. All I do is I just put a bead of hot glue here, same thing on the other end, and then I just go like so. And that just more or less forms what I want. And of course, since I'm doing this one-handed, it's kind of hard to show how exactly it looks, but I'll come back when I actually get this thing put together to a point to where I can actually show it off. Alright, so I got this in a point to where I can actually somewhat show what I'm talking about. I got the ends hot glued in, and then make sure these things they stay semi-rigid and somewhat strong. Is that I put a bead of hot glue all down the whole length of the of this little bevel here. I'm currently in the process of doing the same to this side here. This helps with keeping it nice and rigid, and it also helps it basically hold its shape too. The only thing that sucks is I can only do about like half of this whole thing before this thing gets way too cold, and I have to let it sit for about, I want to say like maybe at least 3 minutes before to warm back up again. So I do need to get a slightly higher temp hot glue gun if I want to mass produce these for my tanks. But since I'm only replacing technically 4 of them, I still got to build 2 more of these. I ran out of foam board because I want to replace the I want to rebuild the low LED lights on my fire horn tank here too. It looks like my cat finally fell asleep. Good. Now it's not going to be an annoying water me cat. Alright, so I got the new lights built. And I also added another LED light box. This one to grow the Papa's plants I finally added to the back of the tank. There are still some Papa's plants spread throughout the actual inside of the tank. I do plan on eventually moving them out. But for right now, they give extra filtration and places for my fish to hide. And holy crap, this guy has gone big. It has gone bigger again. Jeez, he's huge. He was originally this size. He's now this size, and I've only had him for like 2 months. And in those 2 months, I've only done 2 water changes once a month. Unfortunately, it looks like I was wrong about Patty. She's back to being water cat. And I also went and did the same thing to my low fry tank. As you can tell, I added some Papa's plants to the back. I also made another LED light box, and all this will help keep the nitrates and whatnot down in these tanks. The only thing I got to do to this tank now is an water change and a cleaning of the glass. It's been about 2 weeks since I did a prior water change, so it's gotten a little ginky. That cat just won't shut up, will it? It needs to be more like our outdoor cats. Patty, you're annoying. So I think for the most part for this video, I can more or less call this video done, because that's pretty much all I need to do an update on is how my fish are doing and the fry spawn failed. Oh, I forgot one other thing. Since my mother likes to sometimes sleep out on the couch, I built this. A little grow place for my brine shrimp. So I might need to redo this. So basically, yeah, I definitely need to redo it so I can smell the stank all the way from here. So I got I got the little card to remind me what I need to do if I forget. I got some LEDs. And with the way I have this thing set up is I have a little switch right here which you really can't see. I flip it, it turns off the two side lights but keeps the bottom light turned on. That way, so when I go to turn off the air pump and whatnot to harvest my brine shrimp, I just flip the switch, turn off the air pump, wait for the brine to fall down, and then just siphon them out. And then when I'm done, I just flip the switch back on, close the door, and re-hot glue the thing back to the table. Yeah, I gotta do that. But yeah, this is actually one of my more recent builds that I've done when it comes to my fish related stuff. So yeah. So with that said, I'm going to dump this bottle, because the reason why I made this bottle originally was due to the fact I thought I was going to have angelfish fry, but that didn't turn out to be the case, and the things kind of went bye bye. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this video.